Hey, I'm Angie, and this is the first demo of Hashtag.AI, which is a backend system which will take a corpus of documents, extract out a knowledge graph of the concepts and relationships in those documents, and then sort of allow you to search over that for accurate answers grounded in your data. So let's get started. First, you create a project. So in this case, I'll call it like Angie's Secret Corpus or Vault. Okay. And in it, we'll get started by importing some data. So for example, Angie and my co-founder Anupam, founders of Hashtag.AI to graph. So what it'll do is take that, extract out the concepts and the relationships, and give us a graph. Let's do another example. Angie has brown hair. What else about me? Maybe something about my career. Yeah, maybe something personal, like knowledge. Well, that's not really personal, and is super cute. Sure. The answers are only going to be as good as the accuracy of the data you put in. So for testing, I'm putting in text here, but we've also got PDF or URLs. So for example, I could give it like my personal site, and then it would go scrape that and import all the data. So you can see it's built off a graph. So you may be wondering, how is this different to something like RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, which is the usual technique that people use to sort of ground an AI system in some data? Well, you'll see behind the scenes, we do split up documents into chunks, which is similar to what you do traditionally with a vector-based RAG system. But the thing is, by having this knowledge graph, if we're, say, asking some question about Angie and we only get one of the chunks or one or two of the chunks, what we can do is then trace back and find like any common concepts that those documents have in common, and then sort of expand from there. So let's say like this document contains our answer, but we didn't get it in the initial search. We'll sort of find like all the nodes we found did have like an Angie node in common, and then expand out and find, hey, maybe we should search this chunk as well for the answer. And so in that way, unlike sort of traditional vector-based retrieval augmented generation, so long as your documents correctly extract out which nodes they're connected to, you're a lot less likely to miss any information. The other thing people might wonder is like, how is this different from Neo4j, which is kind of the go-to thing people now think about when talking about graphs or GraphRAG. And the answer is, with Neo4j, you can create like a graph database. That's really what the core of it is. But then you're kind of on your own when it comes to like doing like the GraphRAG or whatever other systems around that. Whereas this, it's more focused on making it easy to import data itself. And you can have sort of as many separate projects as you want, rather than having to like spin up another database for each. And then it'll take care of like constructing the graph for you. And what we've found is like trying to get like a good clean graph is actually a really difficult thing, and is like something we're still working on improving. So once you've got the graph, we can use the API to interact with it. So for example, let's do like Angie's secret vault. I'll copy in my master key. You can also create per project keys if you want to share it with someone, for example, to give them read access but not write access. And then we'll ask a question who has brown hair? And hopefully it will come back, and just based on the documents it has, it only knows like a couple of people, and it should find Angie. Cool, so you can see here the answer, the documents that it based its answer on. And even though it's using an older model, Gemini 2. Flash is quite old now, the idea is with GraphRAG that even with sort of a wider model, you can still get good answers that are sort of grounded in your data. If all of this seems a little bit scary to you, don't worry. Because practically what you can do is like go to our website, copy paste the explanation of how it works into your favorite vibe coding tool, and then it will take that and wire it your app up to use like our backend system for processing and searching documents. So we actually had someone who's not a coder use this to create like his own job matching site in a few days. We're really interested to see how people use it. It's free to sign up. If you run out of credits and you're a startup, just let us know because we're really keen just to get some feedback. Thanks. See ya.